I didn't realize did this pop up last time?
No.
It says this meeting is being live streamed. By staying in this meeting, you consent to being live streamed. I didn't consent.
Oh, you didn't.
No, I was just playing.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, that's what happens when you sign up to be a host. Sign up for stuff like this. Welcome to the Flip the Switch podcast, where we flip the switch on everything.
On everything. No. You see, you got to throw a little no at the end of it. That's the R&B dudes. Look, no. Yeah, that little no.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even see that coming.
That's how you clean up a bad run. You gotta say no at the end of it.
Oh man. And simply put, that's on everything. Hey. Oh man. So I promise I love this podcast, man. Well, so much for putting it down. Yeah. Hey.
Daddy holding me ain't over yet.
Clearly. Yeah, I see it.
You see how she got the collar?
Bro, I feel it. I feel it. See how she you trying to put it down? And you going live? Let me remind you who really runs the show. On the lot.
For real.
Hey, man. Probably gonna have to flip the switch of fatherhood today and then go back. Nah, we're gonna have to deal with mental health and fatherhood.
For real.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna deal with mental health and fathers. Where are y'all at? All the fathers, y'all need to hop on here. Y'all playing, man. Y'all need to hop on here. Shout out to all the fathers dealing with mental health issues. Yeah. This. Somebody should have said there's some mental health issues that go along with being a father, man. Boy, this right here,
man.
This is a whole mental health issue by itself. You spoiling rotten. Oh man.
And here's the crazy thing about it, like, we talk about, postpartum depression and stuff like that, which it should be talked about, which it probably should be talked about even more.
Absolutely.
But you really don't hear much things about what fathers go through mentally, you know what I'm saying, after they have kids, to prepare themselves for kids, stuff like that.
Trying to figure out how to say this without sounding like, I don't think I can say it. Not right now. I would have to flesh out the idea, I guess, first. So I'm trying to, I want to have respect to women and what they go through. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to, make it seem like I'm trying to come against that or anything. So I'm just not going to say nothing. Do the wise thing, the wise thing. See, look at me. I'm getting some wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing the wise thing and just going to stay away from the subject altogether. But shoot.
But yeah, I think they need to talk about theirs more and ours more. You know what I'm saying? I think they both need more attention.
Absolutely. We need it. They need it. It's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying?
Because when we had our wives on here, I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from Jasmine. I learned a lot from my wife about like postpartum depression and stuff like that. So I did learn a lot. But you just mentioned it just now, just made me realize like I've never talked to a dad about like what he goes through mentally, you know what I'm saying, to prepare himself for children after he has children. I think we probably talked about manhood and the family structure as a whole, but not specifically on mental health,
You know what, man? Since we there, man, we just gonna share. And it's funny because this still does go along, you know what I'm saying, with the direction I was gonna take things in today. So y'all give me just a second. Now, if I had my complete setup the way that I will have things set up, we would go to commercials right now. So unfortunately, we are going to commercials. But the commercial that we're gonna have is DeandreOfficial giving whatever he wants to give as a highlight for this week. And then I will be back after that.
All right. So my highlight of the week. I guess this is kind of this week and kind of last week, but my guy, Kanye West. Y'all see the Kanye West up there? Yeah, Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? That's who I got to highlight this week because I kind of want. Yeah, kind of Kanye West. Yeah, man. The whole, you know what I'm saying, anticipation of Donda. I know it didn't drop, but I'm happy for the excitement that I had for thinking it was going to drop. Like, I'm excited about that because it gave me something to look forward to. You know, I get oftentimes disappointed with a lot of the new music. There's still some good artists out there. Don't get me wrong. There's some good new artists too, but the majority of it is disappointing. So knowing that or feeling like Kanye was about to drop, it gave me my week, man. I had so many conversations about Donda, what it could be, what it might be, listening to clips of the live performance that he did, the streaming. That was dope to even see the little bits of that I saw. I got a chance to hear a Jay-Z verse this week, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kanye, man. Kept me on my toes, man. So yeah, that's my highlight of the week. Did I highlight him? What I highlight last week? I don't remember what I highlighted last week. Okay, but yeah, Kanye West.
I don't
I'll roll with you.
All I did was listen back to like the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes of last week's.
Yeah, I feel like I do remember bringing up Sha'Carri last week, so I don't know if I highlighted Kanye though. So I don't know. If I did it twice, he deserves it.
Oh, say well deserved. That's all I'm about to say. Well deserved. Special shout out to myself. I gotta do this, you know what I'm saying? For myself. I know it's gonna sound real like conceited, like and all that stuff. It is. But you know what I'm saying? Like there was a time I wasn't investing in myself, investing in my dreams and stuff like that. I'm doing it now. So you know what I'm saying? I got a mic on the way. Like it's coming tomorrow. I'm kind of mad it's not.
It's coming tomorrow?
Yeah, it's coming tomorrow. I wish it was here today. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you how bad it is. I didn't even want to do the podcast today because I had enough. Because it's coming tomorrow. That's how bad. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Hey man, but it's a testament to you to work with what you got. You know what I'm saying? That's a lesson for everybody.
Yeah, man.
You ain't got everything you want. Just work with what you got.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm and the thing is, you don't have to buy like the most expensive thing or the thing that costs the most right now. You can say, all right, that's on my wish list. I'm gonna get that later. But you know what I'm saying? Like there are cheaper, or less expensive products of what you need, and you can use. You know what I'm saying? You can get that, and then you know what I'm saying. Wait till you got the money to get the other things later, the more expensive ones later.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm taking baby steps. You feel me? Like I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. So I just feel like I have to do like this little special shout out for myself, man. You know what I'm saying? This special shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Let that lead to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all those that's just taking the baby steps. You feel me? Like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. So man, listen, we like I said, I was gonna take things into a certain type of direction this year. Shout out to all of those on Facebook and YouTube that are watching. I'm not looking specifically at those windows right now, so you know what I'm saying. I don't really know who's on, who's not. But you know what I'm saying. Nonetheless, whoever is watching, if you are watching, we appreciate you for watching.
We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all for real.
And those that are watching my replay, definitely appreciate you as well. This is a weekly thing. My apologies to everyone for, you know what I'm saying, being late today. Generally speaking, we do start on time. Just, you know, I'm full-time daddy during the day. And so, and that just, you know what I'm saying? It's you're trying to do two jobs at one time. You know what I mean? You know, and so that job took, you know, I had to do a few other things. Almost like being a supervisor. And sometimes when you're a supervisor, you don't expect certain things to go a certain way that day, and so you thinking you're gonna be able to kind of do other things or get to other things or other sites at, you know, specific time, and then you get pushed back like 30 minutes.
Oh yes, I know the pain.
You know, yes. I've seen supervisors go through it like that. You know what I'm saying? Even me, like as a supervisor before, like just, you know what I'm saying. It just always worked out like that. So, but I apologize because my aim is to start at 10:15 live every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, 10:15 a.m. PST and 1:15 p.m. EST, which is also 12:15 CST, Central Time. So let's get into this now. We started talking about the church and mental health. And my question at first was going to really be, I mean, it still is, but I want to specify it a little bit more to fatherhood. But you can talk in general first if you want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to do kind of like a mental health check-in today, man. Like, how you doing mentally? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole hot acronym made by one of the best to ever do it, Mike Todd. Shout out to Mike Todd. Humble, open, and transparent. So that's what they use. Something that they use at excuse me, at the church that he serves as the lead pastor in his Transformation Church. Mm-hmm. I learned this from him, being humble, open, and transparent. And so the transparency, you know what I'm saying? Like I heard it before some years ago. I haven't really heard it like that now, but I've heard it, the phrase that goes, transparency is the best parent. And in some cases, that is the case. Sometimes the best parents use transparency. So, but in this case, you know what I'm saying? I think when you have a platform, whether 2 people watching, 5 people watching, 5 million, 5,500, whatever the number is, I truly believe that when you are transparent about your life, it helps other people. And so whether that's right now on the live or by replay, either way, you know what I'm saying? I really truly believe we are helping somebody, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Let's chop it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you doing mentally today,
man? First, shout out to Mike Todd, because I just recently saw him post that he about to get his vasectomy. So I'm praying for you, bro.
Yeah, that's today. I'm definitely praying for the man. Matter of fact, God, in the name of Jesus. On a serious note, though, man, give our brother, you know what I'm saying, Mike Todd, you know what I'm saying, the strength to go through with that, because not many men are willing to do that. I'm not, for sure.
Real talk.
God, we bless you for him. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I know I was laughing, but I was dead serious too. I'm not like, yeah. Anyways,
yeah, it's been a discussion that I've been having. You know what I mean? So it was a trip seeing that.
Yeah, I might have to get one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking I don't know if I have to get one too. I don't know. I might. You know, I sent that video to my wife, and she was like, "Dang, we might have to go ahead and do it. Our pastor done did it."
Yeah,
oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, man. Let me, you know what I'm saying, have a continuation of a hot moment. You know what I'm saying? Be humble, open, and transparent. It's been rough mentally. My wife is pregnant right now, and so, you know,
shout out to the Harlems. You know what I'm saying? They got a baby on. This is number 3.
So, you know, I think, like, in the beginning, you know, I felt an immense amount of pressure, you know what I'm saying, like getting prepared. I already have 2 kids, you know. So I felt an immense amount of pressure getting prepared. And now that, you know, it's starting to happen, first trimester is usually one of the worst. A lot of sickness and stuff like that happening with her. You know what I'm saying? I've noticed myself, like, I've slipped into some bad habits to try to cope with loneliness.
I'm gonna put my thing on mute.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like, slip into some bad habits to try to cope with loneliness. And, you know, because she's sick a whole lot of times. She's not feeling good, you know? And a lot of men, I haven't heard many men tell me, like, I haven't heard any man tell me, actually, now that I think about it, like, about the changes mentally and physically that you go through when you're with somebody who's pregnant. You know what I mean? So yeah, now I'm dealing with that without having anybody who I've ever You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever told me about that. So yeah, it can be rough at times. I think, and one reason is because, you know what I'm saying, and which I still stand by, that, you know what I'm saying, the focal point is on the person who's actually pregnant.
Right.
But you know, in the midst of trying to cater to that, you can oftentimes, you know what I'm saying, forget about yourself. Right. And so, you know, I have been doing, you know, everything I can to like try to stay on track mentally. But yeah, I'm gonna say like there's a lot of pressure that goes along with it. And then, you know, I felt loneliness more this time around than any other time around, because I mean, we're talking and stuff like that, but she just don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's still her, but it's her that don't feel good. You know, so it's almost like my friend is not exactly who my friend is, you know, at the moment. You know, it's like watching your friend sick. That's not fun. You know, so even though we still talking and stuff like that, there's still like a feeling in me that feels bad, because it's like, you going through, and I can't do nothing about it. There's no, you know what I mean? We can look up stuff and try to get you to eat certain things, but I can't like go and change that, you know? Right. So you feel powerless along with feeling lonely, you know? So that's that, but that's, you know what I'm saying? That's unique to my situation, you know what I mean? So that's, if you're, so to all the dads that's expecting, you know what I'm saying? And you're with your woman right now, like I feel, you know what I mean? Like, don't in the midst of it all, you know what I'm saying, start neglecting yourself while trying to, you know what I'm saying, help her get through her pregnancy. You still got to take care of yourself. You still got to take time to think about the things that you're doing outside of that. And like, if it's just work and then take care of her, which I was trying to go into that mode, but that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I got to do more than that. So when I'm not doing the more than that, when I'm not taking the time alone to, you know, meditate, pray the right way, do the other things that I was into, I found myself slipping into a bunch of bad habits. So yeah, the pressure, man, the pressure is real. Like, yeah, at that moment, it's real, man. So yeah, that's. Oh yeah, that's what I'm at right now. Oh.
Nah, Zoom might kind of cut you out.
Oh, it did. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
is it slowing me down right now?
It did. Well, it kind of still is. I don't know. We're gonna figure out something else.
I don't know why that.
I don't know. I gotta figure out what some of these other people that I be watching use for their stuff, because they be using some stuff, and I'm like, that looks nice. What you be doing?
Never slow down.
Nah, it never slowed down or nothing either. So, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, to those that's doing their thing, you know what I'm saying, the podcast and all that stuff. Man, I appreciate your transparency, bro. Like, I really believe, you know, honesty is cool, but it's like, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how you feel today? Oh, it's, you know, I'm getting through. That's easy. But when you know what I'm saying, when you're transparent, it's like you telling on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not always easy, because you want to, you know, because, you know, sometimes you want to hide, or you don't know, you know, well, I'm not saying you want to hide per se, but it's like, you don't really know how people are going to receive the information you know what I'm saying, like the truth. Like, you don't know how people are going to receive that, and how they're going to respond to it, if they respond at all. So, but I wanted to say that I think it is true that we do have to figure out how to maintain, you know what I'm saying, the healthy living for ourselves, and still, you know, we still have to figure out how to live healthy, you know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, okay, there we go. I got us on the gallery view now. So now they can see both of us at the same time. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? So we do got to make sure that we stay. We do have to make sure that we stay healthy, like mentally, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when my wife, she gave birth to our second son, which is our middle child, Lennox, aka Mr. Lenny B himself. And I remember her being on the table. And, they did a C-section for her, and they came over to me because he, you know what I'm saying, wasn't breathing and stuff. Like he was having a hard time, you know what I'm saying, like breathing, and so he wasn't breathing properly or whatever it was. And so I'm dealing with that, and at the same time trying to focus on being there for her to make sure she's not worried and all that, because they still hadn't closed her up yet. So you trying to make sure that she stays calm during that process. So then you have to just pretty much be like, okay, yeah, like everything's okay. So it's almost like you're forced to lie in a way, because you got to make sure that she don't panic on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm using this all as to say, like, we have to learn how to carry the weight and still focus on our wives. And then when there is a break time, so to speak, which it just kind of randomly shows up. So you got to kind of notice it when it comes. It's not something that you can plan for, like it's a 9 to 5. Oh, every 2 hours or every hour and 45 minutes, go ahead and take a break. No, you got to like, oh, just whenever it kind of comes, okay, this is time for me to kind of break down, cry, you know what I'm saying? You know, and whatever. But you can't avoid, like, I think that's the thing is like, we as men have been taught since boyhood. Oh, you're a big boy. Big boys don't cry. Oh, you're not supposed to. And it's like we get taught all these counterproductive things to our health. And so then when we become adults, now we're expected to cry. We're expected to show emotions and all this other stuff to our women. And it's like, wait a minute, like, I'm not supposed to show no emotion. But then it frustrates us because if we're not connected to a woman who, like, let's say, if my brother Josh was, connected to a woman romantically, but she's not making a safe space for him to feel comfortable enough to, to really be transparent and stuff with her about the things that he has to deal with, the pressures and all that stuff. Man, like he gonna be, stressed out and stuff. If he chooses to stay with it, because what he's gonna do is he's gonna want to vent or he's gonna want to open up, but feel like he can't open up. So now he feels like he's stuck.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't go somewhere else, like if he doesn't go to a therapist or counselor or whatever, you know what I'm saying, somebody that he can kind of open up and talk to, that's what eat him up inside. So I'm saying, like, man, like, we're kind of taught to kind of live life like that.
Yeah, man, people do it to my son now. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. Like, if he cry in public, I've had like other family members or people close to me be like, "Hey, stop crying. You're a big boy." You know what I'm saying? Like, don't cry. Why are you crying? Like, it's okay to ask why, but be genuinely asking why. You know what I'm saying? But don't just tell them to stop crying. I see how people are really trained to like start doing that, you know what I'm saying, as early as possible, telling boys that it's not cool for them to cry, you know what I'm saying, for them to show emotion. But if my daughter cries, they're like, why? It's like, come on, man, like, you can't. Like, that's
right. It's a double standard.
There's
double standards on both sides, which is not healthy either way. You know what I'm saying? Boy, he can talk to as many girls as he wants to. The girl can't talk to not even one man. You know what I'm saying? Or one boy or whatever. The boys, it's acceptable for him to, to have sex with girls before marriage and stuff. But the second the girl's supposed to, which is kind of interesting because when you think about stuff like that, tell your girls to stay away from the boys. Then you encourage the boys to chase after the girls. Like, that's kind of weird because then how are the boys supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're supposed to connect. I mean, come on, man. That's weird. So it's like
It's
don't
weird.
don't tell the girls, because then it's like what? So then it like I get the motive behind it, but I think we gotta be mindful, like kind of like what we're telling our kids, you know. That just intrigued me just now. It's like, wait a minute, so where the girl supposed to go there if she ain't going to no boy? Like, I'd rather for my daughter be like, "Oh, daddy, he look cute," than to be like, "Ugh, boys," because then it's like, well, I mean, the only other type of species on the planet for you to go to is another
It's
woman.
girl.
I'm not encouraging that. No disrespect or anything. No, respectfully, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. Now, of course, I'm gonna make sure.
Use the words of my wife. When it comes to my son, she goes, as long as it's a girl, that's all I care about. And when it comes to my daughter, as long as it's a man, that's what she's worried about. She's like, don't tell her to stop. I just worried about what. Okay, it's a man. All right, cool. You can be interested in that.
Exactly.
we can guide you, but you can be interested. That's good. You know.
Yeah. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that either. But you know what I'm saying? Back to it. So you know what I'm
we
saying?
almost don't want our daughters to show interest at all.
Nah, listen. Don't get me wrong. I'm a very protective father and all that stuff, right? I'm not. And in one sense, I'm not really looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, giving my daughter away, but I am. Because on one hand, it's gonna show growth. Like, okay, she listened to her daddy and her mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know me and her mom are, you know what I'm saying, are gonna impart wisdom, like some real wisdom and stuff into her and her brothers. So um it's not like she's not gonna get taught anything to help her in life that, you know what I'm saying, that can help her, like truly help her. But you know what I'm saying, it's like part of me that's gonna be like, man, but that's my baby though, and I gotta make sure she's straight. So I just have to make sure, like, did I teach her what a man's supposed to really look like, what he's supposed to really be like? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he a visionary? You know what I'm saying? Like different things that I really know, right?
Yeah.
Because
there should be like a part of us that's like excited. You know, like my fear for a daughter is that she dates the younger me. Like that's the thing. That has been my number one fear. And so I think this is still on the subject of fathers and mental health because this is definitely a mental health issue. That was my number one fear. You know what I'm saying? That she's gonna date a younger me. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we should be, as fathers, you know what I'm saying, excited to see the choice that she makes. You know what I'm saying? Because it might be a reflection of you. You know what I mean?
But it might be a dope reflection of you, though.
That's what I'm saying. If you're still afraid of that, then that's some accountability that you need to take. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta remember, she don't know who I used to be. She will only, you know what I'm saying? She only know who I am now. So so she does end up with somebody like the younger me, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, depending on who he is at the time that I meet him, you know what I'm saying? Also, I think about this, like if the goal is marriage, then now, you know what I'm saying, you got another son to usher into your family. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, you can look at it from that standpoint too. Like, let's not avoid all the boys. Let's see how we can mentor the boys that you bring home. You know what I mean? And I think that's been a lot of issues. Like a lot of dudes that I know get married, they don't get mentored by their stepfathers. I mean, by their father-in-laws. You know what I'm saying? They end up, you know what I'm saying, because they were avoiding them the whole time they were courting. So they end up never getting close. You know, so I don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to make him feel like a part of the family. So I got to change my mindset, you know what I'm saying, about seeing she bring home. And then, like you said, it might be a dope version of me. She bring home an author, I'm be happy. Like, oh, she bring home, you know what I'm saying? Dude, writing books, right? I'm with it, you know what I mean? We could work together, make it part of the family business. Let's roll, you know what I mean? Right. So I think we gotta look at it that way.
Yeah, man.
It's hard though, don't get me wrong. But yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask this question. Oh, well, first of all, before I kind of go into that question, let me just say, you know what I'm saying, let me kind of answer my own question. I would say mentally, I'm kind of like in a good place. It's just there's some things that I know I need to learn about myself. There's some things I need to learn about things like love and um, and you know what I'm saying. And when I say like think about myself, like things that like where uh, it's like kind of like getting to a place of understanding like why I feel the way I feel about things that are like in my life or viewpoints that I have and stuff like that. Um, and that by itself can what I'm saying can kind of take an effect on you mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like emotionally, you dealing. You know what I'm saying? Like 'cause one of my biggest things as a father, especially, is that, and this is something I have to kind of like I'm learning to forgive myself for, is that when I first started having kids, I wasn't in a good place financially, like at all. I could barely take them. I was barely making enough money to take care of myself, and that even then, that probably really wasn't enough for just me alone. So imagine you got a wife and a kid, you trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to take care of both of them too financially. That's a lot. Then on top of that, you really don't know. At the time, when I first started, I really didn't know nothing about fatherhood or being a husband. So I'm at the time I was really struggling with that, uh, and so you know what I'm saying. Every time when I had kids, it felt like, including my daughter, it kind of felt like in a way I wasn't in a place financially where I could really take care of them. So I was always kind of like, even though I was excited about having kids, but at the same time, there was probably was like frustrated because like, dude, you know you can't take care of them like that. So what do you do now? Kind of like your case. Seem like every time when I start having a kid, I start making a little bit more money than I was like the year before with it. So that part is kind of interesting. But it's still like I always wanted to be in a really good place financially, where it didn't feel like my financial uh, expenses and all that stuff was such a hassle to deal with. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's frustrating because it's like when it seems like you're struggling to pay the rent or to uh, when you're struggling to get the diapers and the wipes. Oh, well, now they need clothes. They need more clothes. They need shoes. It's like, dang, you got the money for it. Like, and that's heartbreaking because you feel like you shouldn't have to say things like that. It feels like you should never. Uh, it feels like you should never be penny pinching when it comes to the idea of you getting resources for your kids. And so, as a, I think every good man and every true man or male in manhood, he looks at that type of stuff and it bothers him. Even though I've learned to not really be hard on myself about stuff, but at the same time, it's still hard to look at any of my situations, even if they're not that big of a situation, but just any situation financially. And it's like, oh, I kind of got to say no to some stuff. I'm never really okay with that. Because it's like, I feel like I should be able to just pay for stuff. And I'm not always able to do that. So, like mentally, I think like right now, I'm pretty much okay. Because there's a lot of exciting things, like I said, investing in myself, being able to recognize that. Uh, I don't want to say reconnected with my spiritual mom per se, But you know what I'm saying? Like there's some things that we're getting ready to kind of do together. Just that's off screen and stuff like that. Just getting ready to help me with some stuff. So that I have that happening. Um, we're getting ready to do some Social Manifest podcast recordings and stuff. And we got some episodes for that on the way. It's just different things that I just feel like, okay, I'm kind of like in a good place right now. Even financially, things are looking up now. Like as far as like when I say up, I'm talking about like just looking better than before. And so you know what I'm saying. But it's still like at the same time, like I said, it's just like I still got things out, like just kind of like looking at like, and I don't know what's gonna happen over here. It's so it's just kind of like it's a
Yeah.
I'm I guess in a decent place, you know what I'm saying, where I can kind of not be overwhelmed by the things that I feel like could overwhelm me if it weren't for the things that I can be proud and happy about. So,
I feel you.
Because I don't feel like today is not one of those days I feel like depressed about something or, like just down and overwhelmed. Like that. I actually feel pretty good about life. But like I said, there are some things that it's like, okay, I do want to focus on so I can kind of get, so I can grow and go further. So let me ask this, you know what I'm saying? What do you feel like the church can do? Well, first of all, let me ask you, do you believe that the church is doing what it can as a whole to help men and fathers out, with their mental health? Or do you, maybe like, yeah.
All right. So, all right. Church as a whole, I'm gonna say, I've seen attempts. You know what I'm saying? So, in conferences and stuff like that, at the church that I used to go to, men's, there was some stuff about like the men's conferences that I thought, you know what I'm saying, was kind of weird for the young men. They told the young men that, if they wanted to participate in the men's day, they had to do stuff like singing the men's choir and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, church traditionally type of stuff. That I thought was kind of weird. I can't blame the church for us just not individually being open. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to those men's conferences. I went to a few men's conferences, and it's just the church culture still, you know what I'm saying, just not completely open. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's some things that were said. I appreciate the attempts, you know what I'm saying, to try to get men together. And every once in a while, you know what I'm saying, I've spoken at those conferences, you know what I'm saying, I've tried to be as open as possible. And I have had people, you know what I'm saying, involved in there who try to be, you know what I'm saying, open. But, I don't think, as far as the church and men is concerned, you know what I'm saying, I feel like it's, the men are the foundation of the church, So I feel like it's not really, you know what I'm saying, a church problem, but a man problem, you know what I'm saying? Because they make attempts, but it's almost like fake attempts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's gather so we can talk about real things, and then we do gather and we don't talk about real things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We talk about things that it still sounds pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, bro, like a men's conference should sound like the barbershop. That's how I should sound. I expect those types of conversations. I expect some cussing. I expect some, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how men talk. I want to talk to men who talking like men. And I feel like for some reason, like we feel like when we do things in the church or when it's involved, we gloss it up. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to look pretty a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I still never really got those detailed stories and those detailed messages, those strong emotions from those conferences. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way to correct that is to do the same thing. I don't think the act is wrong to try to gather men together. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like the teachings that I heard from Miles Monroe when he did his men conferences, phenomenal. He talked about stuff, the details of sex that I never heard talked about among men. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never heard some of the details. Yeah, some of the details he used about sex, I've never heard that like in the church from a man's conference. You know what I'm saying? And he said, "Oh yeah, it's called Straight Talk with Men." It's like, yeah. I'm gonna shoot it to you. And so stuff like so I just feel like we should really talk about, you know what I'm saying, the temptations of men. You know what I'm saying? How you can be married and still be tempted to have sex with another woman. You know what I'm saying? But it should be said like that. But you said, but
it should be said like that?
It should be said like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Because I feel like sometimes we present it in a way that doesn't really agree with the thoughts that you have when you're away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the words don't really connect with the emotion. It's hard to apply it when you're away from the church because we said it in a way that you're not thinking it. You don't think that way.
Right.
You don't think that pretty. You know what I'm saying? Men don't think that pretty, and we know that.
I don't think we think pretty at all, though. Like, I think we think disgustingly and nastily.
We think some disgusting, dark, nasty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and we need to know that we're not alone in thinking that way.
Listen, whether it's something that could be good, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the health of your sex life with your spouse, with your wife, let me say wife in particular, you know what I'm saying, or you know, like there are some things I'll never share fantasies that I have about me and my wife. I just understand that, but it would be great to be able to talk about the things that, you know what I'm saying, that I struggle with somebody. See, like me and you, we've had those type of conversations.
We've had those. But you know think about one of the most recent conversations that we had off camera. We don't hear them type of details in a, you know what I'm saying? Like I've never had that type of detailed conversation in a man's conference, not with what we said to each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like we're still not getting that, but I feel like that's up to the leaders. Let me step on the toe real quick. It's up to the leaders. Sure. You know what I'm saying? You gotta lead like that. You gotta lead with that type of transparency, and everybody will follow because everybody's waiting on it. They waiting on you to say that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They waiting on you to open up that way so that they can feel more open. But if the leaders ain't doing it, if the leaders are still, you know what I'm saying, following Jesus with the lip gloss and the, you know what I'm saying, the long straight hair, you know what I'm saying, the glossy Jesus. And if we still following that guy, all our stuff is gonna come out that way. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be more.
I will say this. I was just sipping my coffee. I don't know what he's talking about. I was just sipping my coffee my business. So, for all those that felt a little some other way, it ain't me. I can take your provider quotation on your phone, but it ain't me. You feel me? Nah, but hold on, my bad. Hold on, open my bad.
Yeah. While he's off camera, I'm gonna just reiterate the same thing. I believe that it's not necessarily a church problem because I've seen attempts from the church, but it's still a culture issue. You know what I'm saying? And the culture is defined by the leaders of the culture, right? So it's the leaders. The leaders need to change the culture. And you change the culture by being more authentic, by being more humble, being more transparent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the church is, they're tempted, but it's the leaders. We got to fix that. I don't know if y'all have ever, you know what I'm saying, been a part of any man that goes to the barbershop, you know what I'm saying, and you hear the way we talk in the barbershop or in the locker room, you know what I'm saying? And then when you go to a church conference, the difference in the language, the difference in the lingo, the difference between what's exposed and what's not exposed. I feel like that's our problem. You know, we still not being authentic. We still are treating like that building, like the building is God himself. You know what I'm saying? Like we're treating the church building like it's God. And God heard the conversation you had in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? So like if that was the issue with how you're talking and what you're talking about, then you already messed up because God already heard the conversation. He heard the conversation in your mind before you spoke it out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why hide there when we meet up if you're going to be real outside of there? You know, so I think that's our issue. She back. Eden is back.
Right. Let's go back to Eden and live on top of the world.
Got that collar skill.
Boy, this is what happens when you spoil them so bad. Y'all know how to stick to long production. I don't know if you might have said something about what I was going.
No, I just kind of reiterated it, you know what I'm saying? Just back to that whole, the difference between the conversation in the barbershop and the conversation in the church. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we still, I feel like, are treating the building like the building is God. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if God heard the conversation that you had in the barbershop, then he already know you talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Or God heard thoughts before they came out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So why change it when you enter inside the church building? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like to go in there and be crude and stuff on purpose, but I'm saying just be authentic, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Say the things that you're really thinking about, because there's no real healing without authenticity. You know what I'm saying? You can't really heal nobody like that. So I think that's that, but that's, to me, once again, it's a culture problem, but it's a culture problem because it's a leadership problem. You know what I'm saying? It's the leaders who got to do it. We got to lead that way.
Mm-hmm. No, I absolutely agree. When you have leaders who lead a certain way, the culture shifts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
think about what you just said. You started off by saying, I'm having a hot moment, a humble, open, and transparent moment. Why? Because there was a leader that we know that speaks that way. You know what I'm saying? Like he initiates his conversations that way. So it gives us the freedom to go, oh, this is how we should talk. You know what I'm saying? Like it releases the congregation when you're transparent, when you're free. If you sound like you're in bondage, they're gonna feel like they're in bondage. You know, they're gonna feel like they can't really open it.
How can the blind lead the blind?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like, somebody got to be able to drive the car, and whoever's driving the car, they cannot be blind. I'm not getting in the car with a blind man, at least not knowingly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to knowingly get into a car with a blind person in the driver's seat.
Right.
The only way I could ever do that, and I highly doubt God would ever tell me to, but the only way I would really do that is if God seriously told me to. And even then, I probably would, because I'd probably be thinking like, nah, this ain't God. So, you know what I'm saying? I might get caught slipping in disobedience, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking like, this don't seem to, in my mind, this don't line up with who God is and his character.
I just try to imagine that conversation with God, like, Mark, I'm testing your faith today. Hop in the car with that blind man. It's a new level of faith I'm taking you today.
Bro, I'm like, nah, this ain't God, because that could never be God, because he wouldn't tell me to go follow somebody that's blind. Like what it is. There's no way God would tell me, right? Like, because that don't line up with his character. God illuminates everything, so that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then here's the thing: there's a lot of our leaders who can see the road, but they can't see themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
where's my sound effects?
I need somebody who can see themselves.
Where's my sound effects when I need them? That was a whole That was a whole earthquake bar. Like, you just shook the whole earth with that one. A lot of leaders who can see the road but can't see themselves.
Can't see themselves.
I'm about to have to make that into a thing and post that. That's the viewpoint for the week. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to see yourself. Don't be the type of person that can only see the road but never themselves.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what we keep getting caught up in. You know what I'm saying? They're able to look around, they're able to look down, but they can't look in. You know what I mean? And that's like we can, and it's causing us to not be able to look in. You know what I mean? And I think that's a particular issue with, you know what I'm saying, church culture as a whole. But that's because of the leadership. You know what I mean? The leadership has to be more transparent about how they feel, what they're going through emotionally, and then we can connect to it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, once again, it's individual leaders. You know what I'm saying? There's not all of them, because I've heard some that definitely have stepped into that arena. But if I want to, you know, admonish the church culture to do better, then that's what I'm saying, is that us as leaders, let's continue to be transparent. Let's continue to be open. Let's continue to be humble. And let's continue to look at ourselves. You know, we need real accountability, and then we can move forward. So yeah, man, you know, I just feel like a lot of the conversations, you know, that I used to have, like, I remember there was, you know what I'm saying, at one point where, you know, like I was more real with my friends who were outside of church than the ones who were in church. You know what I'm saying? And then when I started to see that as a difference, I just started, you know what I'm saying, changing. But part of it almost made me rebel, you know what I'm saying, against the church. And that's not what we want, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of it almost saying like I'm done with the whole thing as a whole, because I can't be myself, you know?
Right.
Still till God started speaking to me and was like, the church is my wife. Like, you can't be done with her. You part of it. You know, shout out to Bruce. I just heard the Bruce on the Craig interview. Well, I heard
the whole thing.
Of it. I need to finish it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that Lecrae said, was like, he started to step away from the faith. No, I didn't finish it though. You know what I'm saying, where I'm at. And so that's one of the things that he said, you know what I'm saying, that he stepped away from the faith. But it's like stepping away from the faith, when you're indwelled with the Holy Spirit, you can't really step away. You can try, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna just quote Lecrae. He said, I tried to step away, but his mercy and his grace just kept following me wherever I went. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
boy, I promise that's been me. I promise that's been me. It's like God literally be like, yo, you can go wherever you want to go. I'm still gonna chase after you.
I'm still going right there.
Like I know, you know, they made that song, I'm chasing after you. No, I'm not. But I feel like that's really, I really feel like it's the other way around. Like, God be chasing after me. Like, God be like, yo, come here. Oh, you ain't gonna come in? Oh, it's almost like how we do our kids. We call them, they don't answer. Come here, where you going? Oh, so you're not coming? Oh, I'm coming over there then. I feel like he does that, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
over there. You know, so I feel like, you know, that's, yeah, one of the, you know, I one of the best examples that I've ever heard for, you know, God putting us into a relationship with him. You know, it's like if your kid starts walking into the middle of the street, you know what I'm saying? You see the car coming, the kid don't see the car coming. If you call your kid name and your kid don't turn around, your next move is, I'm running out there to the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to come push you out the way or pull you back. I'm about to grab you. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you're not listening to me call your name. And for a while, after that, he's like, I'm grabbing you. You know what I'm saying? And he might grab you to a tragedy. That's not what we want, but it might happen that way. You know what I'm saying? You might get injured during that grab, and you ain't got no choice but to look up. You know what I mean? But it might happen.
I'm still here.
If we can be, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if we can be transparent from the jump, then we can avoid, you know what I'm saying, having to get snatched up in that fashion. So anyway, yeah, not being able to be completely open and real with church has started causing me to rebel against the church. And then God started to speak to me and said, you just have to change the church. You know what I'm saying? You got to change the culture. You got to revolutionize the culture. You can't leave it. You know, so that's the place that I feel like I had to get into. So I think that's what we're doing now. You know what I'm saying? Is inviting these types of conversations into the culture.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not bad, y'all.
No, that's all
we
good.
almost done, so we got like 20 minutes left or less. Just depends. Hold on, my bad.
That's all good. So anyway, yeah, man. When he's off the screen, you know what I'm saying? I'm just freestyle. So same thing, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit up the comments. Y'all let us know what specific issues do y'all feel like need to be touched on as far as mental health is concerned in the church. You know, what specific issues need to be touched on, right? Like there's one specifically that I feel like Mark brought up earlier. In the case of, we only have a few minutes left, so we're gonna try to dive into it as much as possible for this short time. But of course, you know, Alana Moore, she'll be back on the podcast soon. And I was speaking with Alana, and we were talking about core beliefs, you know? And so a lot of men have unhealthy core beliefs. You know, we have very unhealthy core beliefs. And, you know, that's one of the things that I feel like we need to integrate into the conversation. Could you hear me when you don't have the headphones on? I don't know.
I didn't put it back on the speaker.
Okay. So one of the things that me and Alana was talking about, shout out to Alana Moore, she'll be back on the podcast soon, was core beliefs. And so a lot of men have messed up core beliefs about themselves. So one of them is, like you said, like we shouldn't cry or we shouldn't, you know, show emotion, right? That's a core belief. So if you really believe that you shouldn't cry or you shouldn't be vulnerable, then every situation, every circumstance that happens to you, you're gonna paint that circumstance with the viewpoint of that core belief, the belief that you have about yourself. You shouldn't be vulnerable. You shouldn't show emotion, right? And of course, you know that like that's damaging to your psyche.
Oh,
you know. So that's one of the core beliefs. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, it slowed down.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, you weren't responding. I didn't know if I was paused or not.
Yeah,
is it still slowing down?
Wait, try going out and then come back in. I don't know if that might help. We're gonna find out. But while he's doing that, y'all, shout out to the I seen that we got some viewers on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our YouTube viewers. Appreciate y'all for coming through, checking us out. We're not leaving, you know what I'm saying? Just we want to make sure he can be heard. Y'all can hear him, you know, clearly. So
all right, am I good?
It's still slow, but your voice is there. So we're just gonna rock with it for right now. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. Because we might have to try to get a different service. If anybody knows, you know what I'm saying, anybody in the comment section, y'all know of any service that's better than Zoom or whatever that works a little bit better, it's not slowing up on us or anything like that, You know what I'm saying? Like, let us know. Hit us in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? So we can make sure we give you our quality service here, quality video and everything.
Right.
So what were we saying though?
Yeah, I was saying, so one thing I want to integrate into the discussion of the church culture as far as mental health is concerned is us talking about what our core beliefs are. And so a lot of men have messed up core beliefs about themselves. And basically what that is something that you believe about yourself. And it paints every situation or every circumstance that you have, right? So if you believe that you're not supposed to be vulnerable, you're not supposed to cry, then every situation, every circumstance that happens to you gets painted by that belief. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what happens to you. You start thinking, I can't be vulnerable. I can't cry. And that's unhealthy. You know what I mean? I try to cry in my alone time as much as possible. I feel like now, like I'm catching up on years of not crying. And that's why I probably cry every time I have like deep worship moments. Yeah, because I spent so many years trying not to cry. You know what I'm saying? So like now when I have like deep worship moments, like I'm like, no, I need to let this go. Like I need to let this out. I need to cry. So that's one of another core belief that we have is that, if we don't make a certain amount of money, then we don't have value as a man. And, I'm not going to lie to you. Let me put this out there, that every single move that I've made as far as family is concerned, marriage, and every single pregnancy, I felt like family was saying this without saying it. Like, why are you doing that? You're not a millionaire. Like, I feel like every single step I took, you know what I'm saying? Like marriage, I felt that coming from my family with marriage. I felt that with every single pregnancy. Every time the news broke, it was like, we kind of happy, but at the same time, they start mentioning finances. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're not a millionaire. Why are you doing that?
Man.
I still feel like, I just made it to the point where I started telling my wife, it's like, you know what I'm saying, until we're millionaires, they're not gonna be happy. It's just it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like but it's sad that, you know what I'm saying, we're doing that to each other. And it's like I've said, I had to start paying attention to what my income was doing to be able to start making that statement that, that you said I make all the time. It's just like every time I have a new child, I make more money. I do, but my first child, you know what I'm saying, between my first and my second, I didn't feel like that because I couldn't even measure my own finances because I just felt like I always don't have enough. You know what I'm saying? But that's a core belief that I have, is that, you know what I'm saying, if I can't, kind of like what you said, like you hate, you know what I'm saying, being able, like not being able to say to everything, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's a core belief that I had, you know what I'm saying, that if I had to say no to something that my wife wanted or my kids wanted, then I don't have value as a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bad husband. I'm a bad man, It's a core belief. And a lot of men have that, especially a lot of Black men. You know what I'm saying? We suffer from that because we were made to feel if we don't make a certain amount of money, we're not valuable as a man. It's just like, Kevin Samuel says a high value man, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's based on his income, right? That's what makes him valuable. Like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? So like that's embedding the same core belief within us that we're low value men because we don't make a certain amount of money a year. So, you know what I'm saying? But there are other things about you that make you valuable. And I'm pretty sure our wives would attest to that. But it's hard for us to believe it. My wife has told me millions of times, you know what I'm saying, that she's not tripping off of the fact that I don't have, $2 million in the bank. She's told me millions of times that she's not worried about that. But it didn't matter how many times she said it because I had a core belief. You know what I'm saying? It was stuck in me. That no, I need to be able to have everything. I need to be able to never say no. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't even matter. And it's the same. It's the same way. First, we spoke about it a little bit. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that you just flipped the switch on for all men. trying to understand why they women don't believe them when they tell them that they look good, sexy, pretty, fine. Whatever.
I was just about to say that,
bro.
That's where I was about to go. That's where I was about to go.
That just helped me so much right there. So now I don't have to be like, hey, why you don't? Because I already know now. I know.
It's like, it's
just she got a core belief of her own as to why she don't believe what I said about this or that or whatever. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't. You as the external person, you can't do anything about their
bro.
core
You
beliefs.
can't do nothing.
Only they can do that. All you can do is just keep. All you can do is just keep being consistent in their life, and that's it. That's all you. They ultimately have to be the ones to say, you know what, I choose to believe or I choose to do this with this because of whatever. That's it. It has to be them, not you. Honestly, not even God can do it. Only they can do it because they would have to.
Go ahead.
Because they would have to allow him to give them insights, or revelation or whatever you want to call it, illumination, whatever. You know what I'm saying about it. Like they would have to be open-minded too. So ultimately, it's them. Just like us. Like we have things that we have our core values about, and unless we choose to actually give something or someone the chance and we actually take time to believe, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So at the end of the day, don't look for people's validation because the validation don't matter unless you choose to believe it.
It's not gonna help you anyway. That's why there's so many people that's like celebrity or successful, you know what I'm saying, and still be depressed because affirmation don't do nothing for you if it don't align with your core beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. And I used to feel, you know what I'm saying, some type of way about like, and I used to feel like some type of way about my words of affirmation not helping. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure it's vice versa for her. You know what I'm saying? When we're okay financially and she telling me things are good because I've been a good man to her. You know what I'm saying? I've been trustworthy. I've been honest. I've been caring. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to throw trustworthy, honest, caring, friend. I'm willing to throw all that out the window because I can't buy everything that I want to buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's messed up. That's messed up to our women. That's messed up to our wives. You know what I'm saying? That we do that. So yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? We got to change our core beliefs, especially as fathers. You definitely have to change what your core belief is as a father. You know, we've been suffering from not realizing the things that we think about ourselves. And I like, you know what I'm saying, what Mark said earlier is like, God can't even do it. You got to allow God to do it. And that's true because throughout scripture, we consistently see the value that we have that's not placed on money. Like we consistently see it throughout scripture. You know what I'm saying? Like Jesus died for us. So we definitely have value. Like we consistently see the value that we have without money. And even though we see that, because our core beliefs, it's hard to accept it, you know? So yeah, man, we got to stop doing that to ourselves and to our families, especially as fathers. If you're a father, you're the foundation of your household, everything falls back on you. If you have a core belief about yourself that says that your value is tied in to your material things or your value is tied into your bank account, then what happens is you believe that you'll become less valuable in the other areas of your life because you're steady trying to focus on that one. You know what I'm saying? You become less trustworthy, less of a friend, less kind, less compassionate because you're so focused on a value that the wife ain't even looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even looking for that. You know what I'm saying? And it made it hard to accept that my wife was willing to build this life with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I would say out loud, like, oh, she's a helpmate, you know what I'm saying? Internally, I still wasn't really letting her build with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build it myself and just have her along for the ride.
Did you hear the double entendre that you spit earlier, you said everything falls back on us.
Yeah.
And that's a double entendre because while all the responsibility falls back on us, but so does everything else fall back on us. Our wives fall back on us. And they need, you know what I'm saying? When our children, they fall back on daddy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the foundation.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like, it just hit me like when you said it, it's just like, yo, the reason why all the responsibility falls back on you is because they all fall back on you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They looking for us to be like, yo, like, I need guidance. You know what I'm saying? So guide. They, you know what I'm saying? They fall back to us. When they feel like they can't do it, what your wife be like, babe, what you think? Babe, honey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, what about this? All right, well, what can we do about like what do? They fall back on us.
Mm-hmm. And when I was young and I was immature, I used to be like, why you can't make the decision for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, why you
get me started? Don't get me started on myself, because boy, I'll have a real hot moment right now.
But seriously, in my immaturity, I used to be like, why are you making me make all the decisions you can't think for yourself? You know what I'm saying? I used to think that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not realizing, bro, she's letting you lead. like you're deferring your own leadership. Why are you doing that?
Why are you doing this to me right now? It's funny because me and my wife, we just had a conversation yesterday. And we were talking about, you know what I'm saying, like the decision of, you know what I'm saying, what we eat, you know what I'm saying? Because I told her, I said, I got into the habit of allowing you to choose what we eat, because what, you know what I'm saying, there were times basically, and for me, I didn't say all of this like this, but you know what I'm saying, for me, it felt like there were too many times where it felt like she's asking me like, oh, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to get out, you know, do it. Now I throw out some stuff and everything gets shot down. So then it's like, I don't really discriminate, like hardly ever. Like it's rare for me to be like, nah, I don't really want that. I'll just figure out what I want from that, because almost every place where we choose to go, they have something that I like. So you know what I'm saying, I'll go, you know, pretty much wherever. So, but it's like at the same time, you gotta see it as it's all about viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like all about how you view things, how you see it. So if you see it as, dang man, like she keep putting this all this on me, you're not gonna like that. You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, not gonna rock with that. But if you look at it as, oh, there's another opportunity for me to leave.
Oh, would you say that? Can you say that one more time? The two different viewpoints.
You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at it as she putting it all on me, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember how I said it. But you know what I'm saying? If you're looking at it as, oh, she putting it all on me to do, you know what I'm saying, for me to pick, for me to do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that now. You're not gonna like that. You're not gonna enjoy that. But if you look at it as, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, babe, I would love for you to lead again. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's another chance for you to lead. Oh my goodness! Like you're gonna. Oh, I get to lead again. So this is what we're going. You know, well, I'm gonna go over here now. Here's where it gets a little tricky, because then sometimes the women they don't want to follow suit sometimes on what we bring up to eat. They be like, all right, anything but that. You be like, all right. So what about this already? Nah, anything but that too. So not this and not that. All right, bet. Like let me throw out something. Like let me have another transparent moment. Like we used to eat pizza. My wife used to be down for pizza. Now she ain't really down for pizza. Like even Pizza Hut, she doesn't really, because I think just because we kind of started eating it a lot, so it's kind of like, all right, I'm on pizza. But you know what I'm saying? Like I throw things off that I knew that she liked. And it's like, you got to friends like, yo, like, I mean, every time I throw something out there, you just like, nah, not that. Subway, nah, not that. McDonald's, nah, not that. They'll talk, nah, not. And I understand why, but at the same time, if there are way more times that you said, nah, not that, you shooting down more times than not, then the man's gonna be like, all right, well, whatever you want to eat, that's what I'm, because most men, we don't really discriminate on food. We pretty much eat whatever. Especially black men, because the way we grew up, you're supposed to eat your food no matter what. If you want something to drink, you gotta eat your food first. You know what I'm saying? It's children in Africa starving, or we got starving children in this country. So you better eat your food. Or you know what I'm saying, some of us, you know, not me, but you know, you don't eat your food, you don't get a whooping. You know what I'm saying? Just different things. It's like, yo, you kind of like forced to eat your food and forced to overeat at that. Can we be real? You know what I'm saying? Forced to overeat. Oh, you like, oh, I'm full, but you didn't finish your plate, and you can legitimately be full. Now you gotta finish that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, so you know what I'm saying? That goes back to mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? Being forced to do stuff when you really like, you know what I'm saying, you pull off your plate, or you know what I'm saying, you not really wanting to do this anymore or whatever. And it's like, oh, because you started it, nope, you gotta finish it. And it's like, yo, like I get I understand the idea of not racing any quitters, right? Because quitters never win. So right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're forceful, I think if you're forceful about it, that doesn't help either. I think if you talk, like if we talk, have those conversations, yo, all right, well, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Why do you want to quit this? What's going on? Did something happen? You know what I'm saying? If you let them talk, let the kids talk, let them really tell you how they really feel. I really believe if you truly allow them to speak how they feel, and without you turning back around, oh, well, you're gonna do that, or without, you know what I'm saying, any type of aggression, because we gotta realize kids of all ages don't like aggression. When they're trying to tell you how they really feel, even if they sometimes will cry wolf, but this could be that one time that they actually tell the truth. And so, you know what I'm saying? But when you come up with the aggressive responses and stuff, the aggressive tone, it makes them want to shut down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get to a point where, you know what I'm saying, for parents, and this is something that I definitely want to try to implement myself. Even now I struggle with, you know what I'm saying? Like my kids sometimes, you know, maybe want stuff like, what's the trick on you too? But they'll speak so low, especially my oldest, who kind of speaks so soft. It's like, bro, what are you saying, man? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So so while I struggle with that, you know what I mean? But I gotta figure out, or better, I gotta learn so I can understand, like, what am I trying to say? Like, what can I say, and how can I say it in a way that makes my sons and my daughter, you know, even when she gets older, you know what I'm saying, feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like I'm seen, I'm heard, and you know what I'm saying, I can, you know, share how I feel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because if I can get them to feel like that, like, oh, I can say how I feel, whether I'm mad, happy, sad, whatever, and you know what I'm saying, it's well received. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that they're gonna have a perfect life. I'm not saying we're gonna have a perfect relationship. But I'm saying I'm trying to minimize. I think the thing is, we don't try to minimize the amount of issues in a way that we would have to go through with our kids, and what our kids would have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and one of the ways to and we got to minimize that in the marriage too, by just being okay with choosing something to eat, man.
That's a fact. You know, that's a fact. So, man, this is a great episode. I'm telling you, like, and again, I sincerely apologize. You know what I'm saying? Because technically speaking, the time should be reading about almost 2 hours, about 1 hour and 45 minutes right now. And you know what I'm saying? We're not. We didn't even do the random opinion, did we?
No.
No, we did not. All right.
No, I did the highlight, and then
All right. So look, this is how we're gonna end the note. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna end on this note right here. We are not, Cicely, y'all know, for those that are watching on YouTube, and for those that are watching my replay both on YouTube and Facebook, we are not done with this topic. This is something that is going to be ongoing for a while. Let me put this out there too. Next week, the week after, basically for the no, I'm sorry, not next week. Next week we will be back. But then the week after that, the next 3 weeks after next week, so the last 3 weeks of August, we will not be here. Why is that, Mark? What are you doing? You just got started with this. Listen, we have another podcast called Switch to Manifest Podcast, and it is with our friend and sister, Aurelia Wynn. I was only saying Aurelia because I was trying to think whether I should say anything about you being a publisher too or not. So that's all it was. It wasn't I forgot your name, all right? Nah, but on the real, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have the Switch and Manifest podcast with Aurelia Wynn, and so we're kind of going to go into sort of a pre-record mode for a few weeks, so we can get some episodes together and then be able to drop them for the rest of the year. So, and that may go over into September as well for a little bit. So we're not sure yet, but for the month of August, that is the schedule. So the first week of August, we're going to do one more Flip the Switch live stream, Flip the Switch podcast live stream. And then after that, we'll be off the live stream for a few weeks, and then we'll come back to it. I'll make sure that I keep you guys up to date. Now that we got that done, let's do this random opinion real quick before we get up out of here. I am going to say, man, I wasn't even going to do this because I don't even think this is kind of a famous place. And I'm trying to say this in a way that I don't offend any Karens or anything or anyone. Go ahead. But here's the thing, man. Oh, here it is. I can say it like this. Not all food is made for everything. Say it the more sugar-coated way.
That's really sugar-coated.
It's really sugar-coated.
I think I get what you're saying now.
So I tried this place out here in San Bernardino. They have a location in Redlands. I did not try that one, but I figured they got the same recipe. It's called Dickie's Barbecue Pit. And, you know, this was about a few years ago. I was driving to DoorDash, picked up an order from there, picked up another order from there. So, oh, you know what I'm saying? It must be pretty go. It must be, you know what I'm saying, like pretty good. Like, okay, let me, you know, it's pretty busy. This is the one in Redlands. Now, I ain't never been to the one in San Bernardino, but the one in Redlands, pretty busy all the time. All right, babe, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try it. Man, I tried the one in San Bernardino, bro, last night. Not try to. What was it? The sliced sliced brisket, chicken breast, I think, or something like that. Or chicken. And then macaroni and cheese and potato salad. And then they had like some type of like breaded biscuit or something like that. The best thing about that thing was the potato salad. Huh? Okay, Daddy, be right there in just a minute, okay? The best thing about it was the potato salad. Right. The barbecue sauce didn't even taste like barbecue sauce. It tasted like some type of other thing. It was saucy. It just didn't. Like, it's like, okay, all right. It does have, you know what I'm saying, the flavor of barbecue in there. But it's just not, like, that's, I don't know. And then the brisket had some weird aftertaste to it. Brisket is not supposed to have an aftertaste to it. And then brisket does have an aftertaste to it. It ain't bad, because Lucille's, they got brisket, and they brisket is fire. So, you know, I don't. Of course.
Was this created by our white brothers and sisters, our Caucasian brothers and sisters?
I believe so, because the macaroni and cheese was nowhere near created by a black person. Oh, no disrespect. I'm saying this respectfully. It just wasn't. There's a certain way that black people cook.
Yeah.
There is just a certain way black people, for the most part, cook. And it tasted nothing like that at all. Now, I said this last night to my wife. She tasted it. All right, she had her meal before me. She tasted the macaroni and cheese. She was like, "It's edible." I'm like, nah. She's trying to give me a piece. She's like, "You know, it's edible." I said, "Yeah, but it ain't yours." like, nah, I'm good. So I took mine to work last night. You know, like I said, the potato salad was good. The potato salad was on point. But that was about it. It just so all I'm saying, man, is, you know what I'm saying, I just want to use that as just kind of the general consensus, so to speak, or census or whatever, is, you know what I'm saying, like, everything just ain't for everybody.
Yeah, I feel you.
Dickie's Barbecue Pit is just not for me. it's not. That's my random opinion of the day and slash week, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? If we got anybody, that wants to comment, let me know real quick, you know what I'm saying? If y'all have ever had Dickie's, my mom and my daddy on, Pop said, "Good morning, gentlemen." And then my mom said, "I love you all the background." So she loved our backgrounds. And my mama is not a Kanye West fan. Not saying that she's, against Kanye per se. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying she's not a Kanye, cause she's not a rap artist. Like, she's not a rap fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like just for her to say it's nice. You know what I'm saying? That says a little something. But you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my mom and my daddy. I don't know if they're personally that's online, but nonetheless, we appreciate you guys viewing. If y'all got anything that y'all want to say about the I don't want to say white food. I'm just gonna say the food that, you know what I'm saying, is just not. It's like soul food ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know who don't love soul food, but you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never came across somebody that said soul food was nasty. But you know what I'm saying?
I will say that I do expect a certain color to cook my soul food, though.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you got a few light skin, white skin type people that know how to cook a little something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of rare, but it happens. So, but the general sense of that, yeah, I do expect that. Like, automatically, if my macaroni and cheese tastes like my macaroni and cheese, I'm gonna automatically believe they got the same skin color.
Yep.
That's all. You know what I'm saying? My grits made a certain way, I'm gonna automatically think. By the way, y'all got to get off the Kevin on stage. Hold on. Let me kill this debate right now. It ain't salt or sugar. It's salt and sugar. You put the salt in the water before it boils, up until it boils, and you put the grits in, you cook the grits, and then when you take it out the pot, you put the sugar and the butter in. So it's salt and sugar. They work together.
Yep. I got a 3 combination. I use salt, sugar, and cheese. I need all 3.
I'm not against the cheese because I've had cheese and grits before and it's good. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on who make it. It depends on who make it. So,
but no, I'm with that though.
So yeah, I just have to kill that debate. You know what I'm saying? I don't get sick of this. I see somebody trying to come Kevin on stage for that. Like, man, listen, he ain't wrong, and y'all ain't wrong. But if y'all don't chill out, man, like that's why your grits taste so good. Because somebody put salt in the water, and I figured that out because I seen my mama, not my mama, a friend of mine's mom make grits that way, and I said, oh, that's why it tastes so good like that. Because
that's actually on the instructions. It tells you to put salt in water.
But they ain't paying attention though. They're trying to do the black people way. The black people way is you don't read the instructions. You just do it all. You know what I'm saying? How you do it. You learn from grandmama and them, and they don't take measurements and stuff. But let me go. My daughter she's just not trying to stay still. So
all right, let me just say one last thing about fatherhood and mental health. Just one last thing, really quick. I'll just say this. Just, man, you accepting the responsibility of your family brings you value in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? You might not be a millionaire yet, but just accepting the financial responsibility, accepting the emotional responsibility, and accepting the, even the behavioral responsibility of your family, that makes you valuable in and of itself. You don't have to reach for value in no other place. That makes you valuable. It makes you accountable and makes you valuable. All right, that's all I had to say.
Absolutely agree with that. And just be encouraged. Take care of your mental health. And let me say this. I'm absolutely an advocate for Black people, and especially Black men, and men of all colors, ages, sizes, everything. Go get therapy and counseling. Like, seriously. Think of that as an investment. I don't have the money for this. If you got the money for fast food, you got the money for that. Especially these days. Because fast food these days, for 2 people, is like $30. Mm-hmm. So you take that. Most of y'all eat out 5 times a week anyways. That's your whole, that's that's 1 week of payment for therapy right there. Might be 2 weeks worth. It might be a whole month, depending on where you go. So if you can invest in some fast food, then you can invest in therapy. You can invest in 5, 6 subscriptions and all that stuff. HBO Max and all that. Then Stars. I know, Raising. You want to watch. You want to see how Cannon came about. You want to watch Raising Cannon. You want to see how. Yeah, I get it. You want to see how Cannon got to be how you. I understand. But don't you want to see how you was raised? Like, I'm saying, your mental health is way more important. So, and I'm just saying that because, and I can speak because I've gone to therapy and I'm going back to therapy because I know that I need it. I got some things I need to work on. And I feel like without therapy, I won't be able to really understand, some things I need to understand about myself. So, please, man, for the sake of our families, for the sake of our women and children, please go get counseling, go get therapy, please. With that said, this is Ministry Without Walls. Beyond Walls. Go out, be a game changer, flip the switch, and we out.
We out.